I think that's more recent than before, and there's some history that would dictate that cooperation not be there, because the different communities were suspicious of others because of things that had happened in the past. But I see now Tecumseh and Shawnee working together for the common benefit of all, and I'm really encouraged by that. For instance, when we put on our system, and it's called the Bethel Rural Water System, but it's PCDA, which was the first. We were going to put water all over the county, and the funding agency, the Farm Home Administration at that time, said, no, you're not. You haven't been in the water business. You don't know how to run a water district, so you do it in increments. You do Bethel first because that's the highest density of rooftops. And once you get that in place and learn how to operate, then we will approve you expanding into others. And that was the plan. Our original plan with Pottawatomie County Development was, and we had identified a need everywhere, but we were going to do it, and that was wise. That was a good advice. But as things happened, we couldn't afford to expand, and the grants dried up. For instance, we were going to do north of Interstate 40, and we met several times out there and had a preliminary engineering plan put together, had 540 members signed up. But the grant monies that were available were predicated on income levels of those people. And COED, Central Oklahoma Economic Development District, they were the bookkeepers. And they said, no, 63% of the people living north of Interstate 40 were above the poverty level, so you don't qualify for any grants. As a result of that, we go back to the people who had been to all these meetings and signed up and said, well, we're sorry, but based on the numbers we have, your minimum water bill every month is going to be $54, and that doesn't buy you any water. That just amortizes the debt. Well, when you start telling them that, they said, forget it. We're not going to pay that. So that died. As you may well know, recently the citizen Pottawatomie Indians came back to the county commissioners and got them to assign that area to them, and they're in the process of developing a distribution system in North Pottawatomie County. And I don't think they have to rely on grant money. They have money, and in health service funds and so forth and so on. So they're in a different category than we were. And I don't know, I haven't seen any numbers, but I don't know what it'll crunch out. But I don't see how they're going to comply with state and environmental requirements and do it any cheaper than we are doing it. But they might, I don't know. All the water that will ever be has already been created. There's never going to be any more water than there is today. Now, it's tied up in the water cycle: evaporation, condensation, rainfall, absorption into the soil, but the water cycle. But all of that water is tied up, and only 2% of that water, of all the water that's ever going to be created, only 2% of it is available for human consumption. We're getting more and more people, more and more pollution, and this has got to be a crisis in the years to come. I probably won't see it, but my grandchildren will. And of course, that's what I'm working toward, is to try to educate people to take care of what we got, conserve what we got, and keep it clean. I think we need to start an intense educational program to educate people as to the value of safe water. And that mentality is not there now. But my rationale, I can live the rest of my life without electricity. I won't like it, and I'm accustomed to air conditioning and television and everything, but I can live the rest of my life without any electricity. I can't live a week without clean air and water. So I think an education program to educate people as to the value of clean water, conservation of clean water, and not polluting the air is probably the greatest thing that we could do, is to educate them and get them to be aware all the time. I go back, when I was a kid, there was 13 children in my family. And the only vacation we got, we went up to Pryor, Oklahoma on the Illinois River. The 10-Killer Dam wasn't there yet. We go up to Pryor, Oklahoma and camp out for a week. And we put up tents and we built pit fires and we just had a good time fishing and swimming and everything. When we packed up to leave, I'll never forget it. My mother would make us police that area and tell us we're going to leave this place better than we found it. And that's what I think we all should try to do, is leave this place better than we found it.